Would I be the butthole if I turned in a group of doctors that initially refused to treat me for a life-threatening illness? BC They refused to believe it was possible for me to have it? Okay, so for context, I am a disabled military vet from my time spent overseas. 36-year-old, female. I rely on the treatment from the VA systems for my healthcare, which in my personal experiences has always been wonderful in my area. A few weeks ago I was rushed to the ER with what was the worst head pain I had ever felt, and it had come on in an instant. CT ended up being clear and it was diagnosed as a migraine. The next day is when hell started for me. Enter 2 weeks of near constant agonizing pain. A severely swollen left temple, bad jaw pain, my vision in my left eye was getting worse, seeing double, and there were other symptoms stacked on top of those. I had been requesting to be seen immediately by my GP. I had most of these requests backed up in emails, and was blown off. I had a strong hunch at what was wrong with me, even though, according to the wise Dr. Google, not supposed to get temporal arteritis until at least age 50. I just wanted to be taken seriously. BC I know my body. I feel I have a good grasp on my personal pain levels. BC of injuries I have suffered in the military, and this was the worst pain I have ever experienced by leaps and bounds. And it never relented. Finally, my GP saw me and instantly changed her tune. To start treatment I was to get a biopsy of my left temporal artery. The ENT doctor called me to set that appointment up. Only he wouldn't. He told me I had an actual 0% chance of having this, and I was wasting mine and theirs if I came at BC. I was too young. He made it clear that he was not entertaining the idea of seeing me at all and ended the phone call. It took another 24 hours of fight/email/phone calls and being treated like crap to get the biopsy set up for the following morning. Hey, guess what? I freaking have it. I am being treated for it, but I have suffered permanent vision loss in my left eye. BC of the delay in treatment. Let alone what else. BC I haven't even been fully informed on the extent of this disease yet. I want accountability. I want this drastic mistake to be learned from and other people not to suffer my same type of treatment. Only people around me are telling me my anger is too much. That I would be the butthole if I went after doctors' careers. Really? Looking for the judgment, so I can make sense of this all and make a decision. And oh yeah, I would have died as a result of this remaining untreated, and it could have happened at any time. So, that's what people are basing their opinion on. You didn't die / they ended up saving your life / it could have been worse. Thoughts? Not the butthole. Seriously, DRS need to stop acting like females don't know what they are talking about. You know your body, and you knew something was wrong. Edit, because many of you have come at me. I'm not gated keeping this. Yes, I'm aware it happens to males. Again, historically DRS ignore women. Stop coming at me. ETA web link. As long as she can reproduce and have a family, who cares? Yeah. Her head was hurting. Not her baby bucket. Move along, sweetie, and go lie in a dark room. Since when do they care about the baby bucket hurting either? Laughing my butt off. Even if it was the baby bucket, the first place I tried to get an appointment at refused to see me for 6 months even though I had bad pelvic pain. Turned out to be ovarian cancer, which is very, very rare for women in their 20s. If they had seen me then, I may have been able to keep my lower ladies. As it is? Well, thankfully the next place I went to was amazing and saw something was really wrong from the first visit, because if I had waited until the first place had time for my little problem I would have been a dead girl. Maybe if she just lost some weight her headache would go away. Tell everyone who is telling you your anger is too much. That you would be the butthole if you went after doctors' careers that they can F off. They are not the one who lost an eye. Your anger is justified. This kind of doctor should not be in medical profession if they can't do their job properly. Yeah. And that they only saved your life because it was their effing fault you were in a position to need saving to begin with. That you wouldn't have been in as much danger if you had been diagnosed promptly. They could kill someone if they keep doing this. I've got a family member who is a doctor and always reminds herself if they are going to the trouble of seeing me there is a problem. Especially in the US. Doctors that are allowed to treat patients like that need to be held accountable before their own ego kills someone. You would be the butthole to not go after them. Not the butthole. This. You're not going after their careers. Original poster. You're telling someone else about how they treated you. If they'd handled the situation properly, it wouldn't be an issue. But they didn't. So any consequences they face will be a result of their own behavior. Also, you survived. You had lasting damage, which is not good, but you will ultimately get the proper treatment you need. But the next person they turn away, saying no, it's impossible? They may not be so lucky. Not only are you not the butthole for reporting them, but please report them. It's not acceptable for doctors to behave like that regardless of how many hypochondriacs they may have seen over the years. You never know when someone has the rare and dangerous condition they think they might. Yeah, like I know that the conventional wisdom is when you hear hoofbeats think horses, not zebras, but goddammit sometimes it's a zebra, and if you as a doctor aren't willing to look for a zebra sometimes you shouldn't be a doctor. Not nearly enough people know about what women, especially black women, are put through when in pain. It's so crafty. YouTube link. I get severe back pain every couple of years or so, sciatica and muscle spasms from holding myself in weird positions to try to ease the pain. One day I put my back out and had to get an ambulance because I couldn't get up off the floor. When I got there, the doctor told the nurse to give me an injection of a drug that has never worked for me, or 8% of the rest of the population. I told them I wasn't willing to go through more hours of pain for them to realize, yet again, that it doesn't work and give me something else. He accused me of being an addict, because of my classic drug-seeking behavior. I lost it. Dude, I've been to the hospital for this level of pain 4 times in 15 years. 2 of those times, I walked out with babies. The 3rd time, I was immediately hauled upstairs for emergency surgery. I didn't even fill the scripts for home use. If I'm an addict, I guess I'm the worst addict ever. So are you going to finally look at my chart, or do you want to skedaddle out of here and get me a good doctor? The lengths we have to go to convince some of them that we really do know what we're talking about. I'm convinced that most of women's supposed bitchiness stems from having to get aggressive because nobody listens otherwise. Her inner circle is just a continuation of that. To them, it's better that she, and other patients, be maimed than to be bitchy. F that noise. Sue them, girl. I've seen enough stories about doctors not taking women seriously, and a few of them getting sued for it is a minor win in my book. Edit to say not the butthole take 'em for all they got. Can we not refer to women as females, please? Female describes a noun. Female humans. Female patients. Women, girls, ladies. All of those are nouns. Female is just an adjective. Not the butthole. Report them, make noise, hold them accountable. You're extremely lucky to have come out of this alive, but the next person may not be. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I'm glad you caught it and made them listen, and I hope the treatment is as effective and painless as possible. Best wishes for your recovery. Not the butthole, yes. Contact the patient advocate. Find a lawyer familiar with FTCA. That doctor needs to see consequences. Veterans frequently have odd malaise, Agent Orange, etc. If they are not able to keep their mind open for barely verbal and likely medical/internet illiterate patients, in comparison to you who is well-spoken and able to research, I'd say there is a good chance they have been complicit in a patient death before now. You have paid for your healthcare dearly, it had best serve you well. As should he. Thanks for the awards, guys. I feel pretty strongly about supporting our veterans, and I feel very honored you have bestowed me with this, but please don't buy awards for me, donate to Bees for Vets or another great cause. The answer is always to report them. If they didn't do anything wrong they won't get in trouble, but if they did do something wrong they should be held accountable. Obviously don't just start reporting doctors for no reason, only report them if you think they did something wrong. These doctors absolutely did things wrong. Original poster needs to make a complaint and possibly take legal action. I was almost killed because my doctors didn't believe me. My case changed procedures at the hospital, and that has already saved women's lives. Not the butthole. Report them and sue their unprofessional nuts. This. Do this. Doctors take that Hippocratic oath, or what it called, that basically says they need to protect life, or what it says. The fact they didn't take original posters seriously when they said they had this condition shows they could and would do the same thing to future people. What if a person has cancer and these doctors say the person doesn't and then the person died of cancer? These docs need their licenses taken, shredded, and then burned. Then those ashes scattered into the ocean. Then they need to pay original poster money. In addition to suing them, also file a complaint with your state's medical board. So how many women do they need to ignore before it's right to go off on someone's career? And in actuality, it will probably just make their liability insurance go up, not take away their license. Not the butthole go ahead and sue. Hey, thank you for the award, internet stranger. I just noticed it and didn't get a PM about it or I'd have thanked you that way. A friend of mine died last November, female, 29, because the military doctor didn't take her seriously. Original poster replies, I feel for your painful loss. No quick and simple words ever make it better. Yesterday was a yearly reminder for a lot of us of the many people no longer with us that we wish were. My best friend is dying of liver failure because doctors kept sending her home, telling her to get group therapy, women's troubles, rolling eyes face. I told her what I thought was wrong with her, and the docs at that hospital system scoffed at her when she reported it. Bailed, I finally had enough and took her to Stanford ER and guess what? I was right. Addison's. She was in full adrenal crisis and slipped into a coma a few hours after I brought her to the ER. Now she's in end-stage liver failure because her Addison's was left untreated. She's deteriorating. But we can't sue because it's not a clear-cut case. Original poster, your case is clear-cut. Go get you a shark of a lawyer, and take them for everything they're worth. Source, RN who works in acute care who sees women who have been brushed off all the time. I've even suffered lifelong consequences with my health over a situation like this. Get a medical malpractice lawyer, not an ambulance chaser, a proper lawyer. Not the butthole. Doctors are absolutely trained to think horses not zebras, but you also don't decide that the black and white striped animal with 4 hooves and a short spiky mane and a terrible disposition is a horse just because zebras don't live in the area. It sucks to make a mistake, but they do need to be reported. They probably won't lose their careers, but they will receive a reprimand and notation on their records, and it might save someone down the line as the details of your case are circulated. You are absolutely right to report this and keep following up. You may be sparing someone else down the line. Agree with your judgment, but just wanted to add that this is not a zebra. This is a classical case presentation taught in every medical school that could and should have been treated with steroids even before the biopsy to confirm the diagnosis. Which only makes the entire situation much worse, and original poster should definitely sue. Not the butthole. People commenting you didn't die, but you lost your eye to their medical incompetence. Those same people would react the same way you are if it had happened to them. You need to go get some consults with lawyers and at minimum report them to your state's medical board. If these doctors are part of a VA hospital, I would also contact the hospital to see what your options are, but contact your own lawyers prior to doing. Original poster replies. Just to keep things as fair and accurate as possible, I did not suffer complete loss of vision in my left eye. Wanted to clear that up. Original poster replies. It just took a heavy hit and honestly I don't even know if the damage has finished running its course yet or not. I haven't had an actual appointment since the biopsy to get to ask questions or receive any sincere answers. I was just mailed a bottle of pills and told down the hatch, glad you're not in pain anymore. Go team. My father is dead because VA doctors kept diagnosing his stomach cancer as acid reflux for a year, even though none of the reflux treatments they gave him worked at all. Nail your team to the wall. If your friends protest, refer them to web link. VA employee here, there are absolutely avenues for you to bring this up and see that it gets addressed. Contact the facility and ask to speak to the patient advocate. They are there to handle this type of complaint. If that doesn't work, look up the medical center director and call their office directly. If there is a provider who is delaying care and causing harm, the facility administration wants to know about it. Saying nothing is the worst thing you can do. Help us make sure the VA is providing great care to veterans like you. Not the butthole. Thank you for your service. Not the butthole. Get them, get them, get them. My dad's issues were made so much worse by effing doctors with God complexes and people not wanting to say anything because they're doctors. They're human, make mistakes and should be held accountable. I'm so sorry you had to go through this and I hope everything gets better. Thank you for your service. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.